Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. I am back here live with the circle. This is episodes, what is it, 5 through 8? Week 2 of the circle. I have so much to say. Let me say this off top. When it comes to shows that I absolutely love, even though they can be a little slow, they might be a little dry. When I'm in love with the show, I'm in tune. I'm in tune with it. And it was just so many characters this season that I love. So like I'm in tune with them. Like I'm here. So even though the circle was a little bit slow, these past episodes could have been two. These past episodes could have been 2 episodes and we could have kept this thing moving. I personally loved it. I personally loved it. I saw a lot going on Twitter. A lot of people don't like certain things. I want to get my 2 cents out here. So let's jump into my array of notes. Like I don't have that many notes, but I got a couple of pages because so much went on. And I got something to say about the band and a couple of other alliances. It picks up right where it left off. Kay in there with the sisters, Ava and Chanel. They sitting up here explaining to Kay like, oh, it's us, we are the real fake Michelle, whatever. And they in there explaining to her, we were the clones. They did a good job at making y'all, they did a good job at making everybody vote out the real Michelle. Everybody. So they did do a good job with that, but they weren't adding anything to the game, so they could go. And they were in there so understanding with Kay, they shaded her in them goodbye messages. I feel like if Ava, people were already on Kay's heels just because she was popular and she kept being influencer. But that goodbye message did it in for Kay. I was like, after that goodbye message, it was on and popping. Um, the next day on the news feed, they show like, haha, y'all bitches voted out the real Michelle. It's really us, the sisters. And everybody had their wild face on the news feed. And the only shade they threw is that they said there's some catfish still out there. So that made everyone think, well, Kay is the only person that went to go see him, so she must be the catfish. And I would think that as well. Then we get the orange Michelle, which is the real Michelle. Hey Zuda. Hey Eric. I see y'all in the chat. Thanks for coming over. We're about to have a good time talking about Circle. We got to get through these Michelles real quick, and then we could jump into it. The real Michelle didn't say too much. She said, even though she pretty much was just like so sweet, like I was here to play myself, and you know how the real Michelle was nice, and they all felt like asses for believing them sisters, and I'm just happy they all were gone because I didn't feel like it was fair for them to put a 50 something year old. Hey Charles, I see you in the chat. I already didn't feel like it was fair for a 50 something year old woman to be up here with these younger people. She really didn't have anything in common with them. Yes, she could have been Mama Michelle, but when I'm trying to play $100,000, I don't need a mama in the group. I just need to win. So she really didn't have anybody to have anything in common with. Um, in the circle chat, Kay admitted she was the one who blocked face to face, and let's move on because I'm over the Michelle's. I'm happy that little twist is wrapped up in the bow. Let's move on. So the first chat I noticed is the Wolf Pack have a chat, and they don't talk too much. The main thing they do in this chat is invite Jackson into the Wolf Pack. Now I already don't like Jackson, and I feel like Daniel and Calvin really didn't want to invite Jackson into the wolf pack anyway. I don't understand why people can't see that Jackson is a catfish. Number one, whenever you ask him something, even do you want to be in the wolf pack, it take him about 2-3 minutes to think about a response because oh girl, I can't remember her name. She gotta think of how can I respond like a man And then every time she says something, it doesn't flow off of the tongue. It's always that PC bullshit, like, oh, da, da, da. Like, right, Zuda. Jackson is very bland, and I I wouldn't want to invite him in my alliance either. But anyway, let's move on. Up next, Kay, Roxana, and Ashley create a girls' alliance. All I saw was the kissing face emojis they was doing to each other. I don't know the name of that girls' alliance. I didn't pay that close attention to that part, I guess. But I don't like Ashley. So as soon as I saw Roxana and Kay trying to get with Ashley, I'm like, this some fake shit because Ashley is the fakest one in the circle. The fakest one. It's something about Ashley's aura. Not the guy that's playing Ashley, but just I don't rock with Ashley. She seemed real fake to me. Um, Up next, the next alliance we see form is the band. Right, Zuda, the way they were like, yeah, you can add them to the chat. You got to say stuff like that into these kind of games. You got to say yes and then just backstab people. But anyway, let's talk about the band because the band was only formed to get rid of Kay. And this is where, what is this still, episode 4, 5? We still in the first episode. This is when the circle started to rub me the wrong way. And I could just be sensitive and I will admit to my sensitivities. But it was something about watching Ashley, Nick, Isabella, Jackson. He's so forgettable. It's something about watching them get so excited to get rid of Kay. Like they only came together to get rid of Kay. It was something about watching them get so excited, like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of her. Da, 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 da. We hate her. It rubbed me the wrong way. And especially for Isabella and Jackson, y'all are new. Now I can see Ashley is a hater. We know that from point one. Nick is he having a hard time playing himself. I Nick can shoot himself in the foot. He don't need no help. So you two new players, you didn't even try to get to know Kay. You didn't even think, oh, she's been influencer twice. Maybe we should get to know her and see why everybody likes her. It was like, fuck Kay, she can go. And that started rubbing me the wrong way. Because it was just like, oh, these two white people came up and say, let's go get Kay, and y'all were all on board without even giving her a chance. And I got in my feelings. Now I'm going to flip the coin and I'm going to read the other side of it because not everything is race related. But Kay is a threat. She has been influencer 2 times in a row. She wins a lot. So she is a threat. I can understand that. But the funny part, and old girl who's the comedian of the show, it was very funny that Nick wants to hunt catfish because he thinks Kay is a catfish. That's his reason for going after Kay. Everybody should know Kay not a catfish, but that's his reason. But he done made an alliance with all the catfish in the house. Every catfish in the house is who he wants to be in an alliance with. I can't wait to Nick's faces crack, especially with Miss Isabella, because he think Miss Isabella is just it, and it's really her lesbian sister. and and just on the side note, why does the lesbian have such a hard time flirting with Nick? I mean, just flirt with him like you would flirt with anybody else. She makes it seem like it's the hardest thing ever for her to flirt with somebody. I'm like, girl, let's stop this. Now, I ain't no lesbian, so I don't know how hard it is, but I'm just assuming it shouldn't be that hard. But I don't know. Eric, you said they scared. Oh, you scared for Kay. I was scared for Kay too. We're gonna get to this next ranking and this next block, and let's hurry up and get to it. But I knew Kay was going home. As soon as the band was formed, I said, Kay, if you ain't 1 or 2, you going home. Zuda, you right. They didn't even try to get to know Kay. They were trying to get rid of the chocolate, right? Everything not race related, but It seemed like, oh, we just gonna get the black people out. They too popular. I can't wait to get to the next rating. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's talk about Lil Yachty's rap battle. Now, what I wanted to I'm laughing to myself. Lil Yachty's rap battle. When you Lil Yachty come up on the screen, a few people like, oh, it's Lil Yachty. It was two people that they never showed their reaction to Lil Yachty coming up on their TV screen, and that was Jackson and Nick. I wanted to know who the hell they thought was on their TV screen. Charles, I know you said the rap battle was a waste of time, but I'm about to tell you why it wasn't. I was highly entertained by the rap battle a little bit. I was just laughing. I was just laughing because I was like, these people don't know this is Little Yachty. Now my ass, y'all know I'm in the 40 category. I didn't know who the fuck it was either. It could have been Little Yachty, Little Baby, Little Uzi Vert, any of them. I wouldn't have known who the hell it was. I don't know Little Yachty. I can't tell you a Little Yachty song right now. Y'all can say I give you $1,000 if you give me a Little Yachty song. I would be out of $1,000 because I don't know. But I like the idea of a rap battle. What made this a waste of time is they didn't follow the rules. Y'all supposed to be sending out disses. And people should have got some kind of disadvantage, like a negative rating or something, if you can't follow the rules. Because half of the cast was sending out niceties. And I don't appreciate that. This is a time, even if it's your friend, this is your time for you to cut people and then apologize later. It's a game. It's a game. So Roxana and Daniel wasted all of our time. Roxana and Daniel was nice, nice, nice. Yes, they wasted our time. Ashley versus Isabella. Ashley, a waste of time. Ashley is boring. I don't even see how Ashley got to be an influencer next. And we're about to get to that. But she is boring. Why is she even on our TV screen? We barely even see Ashley. I wish whatever that guy's name is that's playing Ashley would have just played himself. Because this persona of the lesbian is not working. Isabella was good. Isabella came in there talking about, girl, you need your roots touched up. I'm about to win the game. Let me give you some coins. Something like that. I liked it. Isabella wins. I forgot to say, I forgot who won between Roxana and Daniel, but they both should have lost. Kay and Nick, I knew this was about to be some shade. Kay told him something about he should have had a pit bull instead of whatever kind of dog he had. And then she made a joke about coming in third, but I'm like, girl, coming in third ain't no diss. Not when it's out of 8. Like, that ain't no diss. And then she said something about, you just mad because I kicked your girl Ava out. Now, that was a stinger because he was mad that Kay got rid of Ava. But then what did Nick say? Nick just called her catfish, and he was like, catfish start with a K. Oh, yeah, that's your name. So I don't know how Nick won that, but I guess because calling somebody a catfish is like the extreme dig of the circle. So I guess Nick won. Calvin and Jackson. Calvin called Jackson a catfish and told him he was sitting on the fence. Like, if you want to win, you got to sit on the fence. I said, oh, yes. Calvin cut Jackson deep with facts and truth. Jackson is a catfish and he sits on the fence. Jackson, he came back and just like, Calvin is boring and don't worry, I'm getting ready to block you. And then Little Yachty said Jackson get to win. I said, Little Yachty, are we watching the same rap battles? See, that's why I don't know who Little Yachty is. Do y'all know who Little Yachty is? Eric, you say he a little this and a little that. Who is obsessed with Nick Charles? Nick ain't gay and won't give him the time of day outside. You talking about Ashley? Is Ashley obsessed with Nick? I don't think so. Are you talking about Ashley, Charles? Yeah, you talking about Ashley. I think Ashley is obsessed with Calvin. She probably mad Calvin don't want to pay her no time of the day. But moving on from that, he will. Yeah, I mean, everybody lines with so much, and let's get back to what happened next. You said Ashley is in love with Daddy Nick. I don't see it. All I see is Ashley is a hater. I don't see no her having no love for nobody. Ashley is a hater. She definitely hates Calvin because I guess she can't be Calvin. He not that smooth of a talker. Like he can't even be himself. He got to be a damn lesbian to be up in the circle. I think he hates Calvin for whatever reason. And Ashley is about to become a K hater. I don't know. I don't see the love for Daddy Nick, but it might be coming along. I'm not paying enough attention, Charles. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Let's move on because now that I talked about the rap battle, I guess it really wasn't all that. Um. Oh, up next is my favorite scene of all these whole next few episodes. Kay and Calvin have a late night chat. I like Kay and Calvin. I want Kay and Calvin to have a real relationship when all of this is over. Um, Everything they said that was real. Like they say, real recognize real. I like it. And then he said he want to come to Tennessee and see Kay. I'm like, where does Kay live at in Tennessee? I wonder if she live out here in Memphis where I stay. I don't know. But they are so cute. They send each other sexy pictures of each other. I was like, ooh, Calvin do look good and Kay look good. Like, I like them together. I can't wait to the reunion to see if they really do something after all of this is over. And then the next morning, whoever sent out diss tracks apologized to each other, but Jackson on his high horse and he don't want to accept no apology from Calvin. And I really don't like Jackson. Like I probably dislike him the most. And then Kay and Nick, they can't decide what they want to be to each other. And then next thing we know, we got a new circle member, and his name is James, and James is a comedian. In my notes, I said I like James. He cool. James looked like somebody. If I was in a room with him, I probably would gravitate to people who are funny because I like to laugh. Calvin is short. No, y'all, look what y'all doing in the comments. Look what y'all doing in the comments. Charles said Kay was turned off when she noticed he was short, like 5'6". I didn't pay attention to his height. He was taller than her when he went in for the hug. Oh, now y'all hating. Is Kay that gonna be like, he's short after you got to know all this about this man and you see he real, you really gonna turn your nose up to him because he's short? Oh, oh, there y'all go. We gonna move past that. I like people who are funny. I like James. I probably would get along really well with somebody like James in the circle type environment. People who could get in a chat and run off their thoughts like that, those people are real. The catfish, it takes them too long to think of how to process their answer. So the people who take too long to chat, those are the catfish. So I like James. James is up first. You feel like the host is annoyed with James. Why would the host be annoyed with James? I guess because he taking away her jokes. Like I didn't find James funny. I just enjoyed his conversation. But let's get into James. So why is it taking so long to get to the ratings? I mean, damn. James gets to come in the circle and pick out who he want to get to know first. Off bat, I said, James, you better get to know the black people first. Let's do the cookout 2.0. We ain't got time for you to be listening to what everybody else got to say. Recognize who you got something in common with and call in Cat. Cat or Calvin need to be first. Okay. Up first, he called in Cat. Cat gave him some good tea. Up next, he brought in Isabella, Calvin, and Roxana. He felt like that was a good group to bond with. Next, he brought in Jackson, Daniel, and Ashley. They deserve to be last. And then the absolute least person was Nick. And Nick didn't even get the chat. As soon as Nick got invited to the chat, it was like, whoop, chat is closed. That was hilarious to me. Up next, Isabella have a chat with Nick. This chat really broken down real quickly. Nick had a chat with Kay and he likes Kay. He wants to protect Kay now and work with Kay. Isabella hating ass said, "Nah, fuck that. She a smooth talker. You fall for it every time. Forget Kay. It's the band to the end." And Nick said, "Okay, it's the band to the end." Bam. I went took damn near 5 pages of notes before we got to the first damn ratings. I didn't realize it took that long to get to the ratings. Let's see. Let's see what Charles saying about James real quick. If I was James, I'd be pissed. Bringing you in halfway in the season, you have no chance of winning. We've learned that format of the game. I don't understand why they don't bring in 12 people at one time and then start voting them out. Because once you come in so late, soon as it's your first time up to get voted out, you're gonna get voted out. We're gonna get to that cliffhanger at the end of my notes. I believe James is probably one of the people that's getting ready to go out. So I agree with that, Charles. We ain't got to the lights out scene yet. Right, Zuda. Isabella shut Nick down. I don't trust Nick ass either. And damn, Charles, where you see the new girl at? We ain't even got to the first ratings, and you already talking about a new girl. I hope it's the black girl, but let's move. Let's get into it. So the ratings, everybody do their ratings. Jackson came in 8th, which he should have. Roxana went from first to sixth to no. Daniel came in 7th, which Daniel really ain't doing nothing. He could come in 7th. Roxana went from first to 6th. That's extremely crazy. Calvin is 5th. Calvin always floated around the middle, so that ain't too much new. Nick and his dog is Luca Angelo, sit down. Nick and his dog came in 4th. Kay is in 3rd. Once I saw Kay in 3rd, I said, Kay, you getting ready to go home. Kay, go ahead and pack up your stuff, girlfriend, and get ready to go home. Isabella and Ashley are influencers. Everybody looking at these ratings is like, what the fuck going on? Y'all see Luca Angelo being nosy in the back. They like, what the fuck is going on? What kind of alliance is going on? How the hell is Isabella and Ashley? Ashley is number one. Like, nobody even talks to Ashley in a private chat. So let's get to these ratings. Calvin is me. When Calvin saw them top 2, he was like, this some bullshit. It don't make no sense. And I was like, I don't see it either, Calvin. But it's the band. The band tanked everybody's ratings and they became influencers. For some reason, Kay is happy she 3rd. She's like, woo, I'm 3rd. I ain't an I'm like, girl, you about to go home. You all happy. 3rd ain't nothing but the first person to go home. Because if you're not an influencer, you can go home. And that's about it. Now they do, they get Ashley and Isabella. Long story short, Ashley wanted Calvin gone. Ashley wanted Calvin gone since the beginning. Isabella wants Kay gone. Isabella is fighting for the band. Ultimately, Ashley hits her with, if you want to take down the queen, you got to take out the king. I guess that's some kind of chess reference. I don't know. And they vote out Calvin. Calvin is blocked. And I was pissed. I was hot. Because it was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. Especially 2 people who have not done shit in the game. But luck into an alliance called the band. And y'all get the power to vote people out. I was pissed at that. Let's see what y'all saying. Charles still talking about this new lady. She an Asian with black hair. Okay. She gonna go home right after James, so it don't matter. Because it was someone from each alliance and neither of them were gonna be budging. That's the next one. That's the next one. Ashley is just a pawn. Pretty much nobody was talking to Ashley when before this ratings. I don't recall Ashley having any chats. She tried to flirt with Nick a little bit. And remember, she was like, I guess I'll be bisexual and flirt with Nick. But as soon as Isabella came along, Nick dropped Ashley like it wasn't nothing. Right. It's something about the band taking over the game. Extremely gross to me. It I don't like the band. I don't like the band. Now, Charles, you're going to say something about Kay, but I agree with you. Kay is a little slow. She was doing too much smiling, not knowing her ass was on the chopping block. Kay is slow. Every read that Kay has been wrong. She was wrong about Michelle. She was wrong. She lucks into getting it right, but Kay always has bad reads. And Kay and her other ally, right, Roxana, y'all better pack your bags. Calvin was done dirty. What I like about Calvin, he went to go see his girl Kay. Y'all said Kay was turned off because he was short. I don't know. I still want them to date after this is all done. But this is what I'm talking about. They have the game all wrong. Calvin is telling Kay, why don't you go ahead and be friends with Nick? Because Nick gonna need somebody now that I'm gone. And I'm like, Calvin, haven't you thought about how did you get to be gone? Like, how did Ashley and Isabella, who is brand new, get the top of the leaderboard? They got to the top because they have some kind of alliance. Calvin, didn't you for one second think Nick could possibly be in that alliance? I thought he was setting his girl up for failure, telling him to go be friends with Nick, but we shall see. Plus, Calvin has too many occupations. We went through that last week. He is a personal chef. Does he want to be a firefighter? And then he was Olympic soccer player. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But Calvin gone. So let's move on from Calvin. Um Now this is part two that pissed me off. Before Calvin gets to leave, he gets to give somebody a gift of popularity. And he was like, oh, I could give it to Daniel. I could give it to Nick. I could give it to Kay. And I'm like, if you don't give that shit to Kay, who else? Like, you trying to hook up with this lady. You want to have her back. Can't nobody say nothing about Kay. But then you want to give Nick the gift of popularity. I was pissed. I said, these people don't know how to play the game. Now, it wasn't until I figured out that the gift of popularity really wasn't an advantage, because I thought the whole time that burner account would get to vote in the ratings. So it really was a disadvantage. And let's go ahead and talk about it. Oh, wait. I forgot about Calvin's goodbye message. Um, Calvin's goodbye message, he was a smooth talker. He was just pretty much telling everybody, somebody sitting on the fence and you need to go ahead and get them out while they on the fence or whatever. He was taking shots at Jackson, whatever. Let's move on. I said a side note. I wanted to know, Ashley in this, the circle chat, they want to, now see, this one I wrote down, Ashley was a scary bitch. And this is why I don't like Ashley. You were the leader of wanting to get Calvin out the house. The band wanted Kay. Ashley wanted Calvin. Here she comes the next morning on the circle chat. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna wait till everybody else say something first. See how it is. I'm like, bitch, you were the mastermind behind it. Stand in it and say what you gotta say why you voted this man out the house. Because I don't think I wrote it down in my notes, but I want to know, how did Nick feel about the band voting his guy Calvin out the house. So then Ashley gonna turn around and say, "Oh, what she say? I just had stronger connections with everybody else." Okay, bitch. Let's move on. Um, Kay and Roxana finally talk game. They finally put the numbers together and say, them white people over there in the band is the alliance. We need to be an alliance. Let's get James. Y'all should have had James from day one. You should have had him from day one. But they pull in James. They have some good bro sis, you know how people talk. They had a good talk. James and the alliance. Real recognizes real. Okay, let's move on. Then we learn about Vince. What Charles say? Vince was an entire waste of my time. Now the rap battle was cute. Vince was dumb. I don't understand what kind of advantage this is. To me, it's a disadvantage. One, now you got to sit around and play two people. You got to play yourself and play somebody else and try not to get caught up. Then you give him the avatar of a ghost hunter. That's so damn stupid. Off top, I would think it was a catfish, but I guess they told them put their acting skills on, and everybody like, oh, I'm scared of the ghosts, or oh, my grandmother loves ghosts. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and it was boring because Nick made it boring. Like you should have gave Kay a burner account and you should have let them pick their own avatar and something like that that they could get in there and get information. Because ultimately all Nick wanted to know is does Kay have my back or not? But we gonna get to it. Let's go and get to it. The Wolf Pack invites James and Vince into the Wolf Pack. Um, who cares? I don't care nothing about that. And then they have some kind of camping retreat where Vince has to tell a ghost story, and he told the dumbest ghost story in all of life. And if it wasn't for production flickering the lights on and off, it would have been a complete waste of time. This is when the show starts to get real long. I felt like they should have left the burner count alone and gave a different kind of twist. Like I did enjoy the Joker twist, and stuff like that. This burner account, it was a disadvantage to me. Um, the next morning, Nick and Kay talking again. I mean, y'all gonna work together or not? At some point, Nick, you gonna trust Kay or you're not? I agree, Eric. The ghost story was whack, real whack. So, what you say? What you say, Zudo? This whole Vince twist is weird. No one is dumb enough to slander someone else. That's my whole point. Nobody is gonna get with the new person and run down true tea of the game. Especially after, let's go ahead and get to this cake competition. After you have a baking competition, and Vince says his BFF in the house is Nick. Nick, that's where you a dummy. To me, this is where everybody is dummies. This cake competition, and I'm about to just skip a whole bunch of notes and let's just get to the cake competition. This cake competition is make a cake for your best friend. This is where I would have been throwing shots at people who are not my real best friend, because why would I want to reveal who my number one is? Why would I want to really do that? I would have threw shots at, this is when I would have played the game. And so let's just go through it real quick. James makes the cake for Kay. I can understand that because James is new and he picked Kay first. So okay. But then Kay gonna reveal Roxana as her number one. Girl, you should have threw that cake to Nick. You should have threw that cake to Nick. Roxana reveals Kay is her number one. Y'all dumb. Because now we know, okay, it's Kay and Roxana. Period. Y'all about to get voted. One of y'all getting voted out next. Daniel gives his to Roxana. Daniel, you should have threw that shit to Nick, Ashley, somebody. You should have never threw that on your alliance. You don't want to reveal who your alliance is. Like, this pretty much showed the house who was with who. Ashley throws one at Nick. I thought Ashley was closer to Isabella, but hey, she threw one at Nick. Isabella throws one at Nick. Nick throws one right back at Isabella. Dummies. Just dummies. Jackson throws one at Isabella. But hell, Jackson got to do for somebody because who's talking to Jackson? And then Vince throws one at Nick. Nick, why would you throw another BFF on your name? The same reason why you people want K out because K got too many best friends. Now you want to have all the best friends. You not thinking smart, Nick. That was dumb. If I was Vince, I would have threw something at James. Like me and James the two new guys, so I'm gonna throw one at him. Like it just doesn't make these people aren't playing the game. Let's see what y'all saying. The baking competition was it was stupid. Them cakes. I like last season when they had the makeup competition because that exposed people. Like Trevor, you did that makeup too good to be a man. And then Emily, what the fuck you over here doing? You know, give a competition that exposes people. Right, Zuda, why on earth would you put up your ally? Kay is not playing strategically. I would have never threw Roxana under the bus. I would have shot that over to Nick and be like, see, Nick, I put you as my best friend because I'm down for you. Like Nick, if I was in the game, Nick would have had at least five out of them 8 cakes. Nick would have had five out of them 8 cakes. But they ain't playing smart. They just put the writing on the wall. Roxana is only talking to two people, and I like Roxana. Roxana does lead conversations, but she allows Kay and other people. When Roxana's talking to Daniel, she leads, but I think Kay and James are so outspoken that she just plays back. But Roxana might be gone coming up on what's the date? The 22nd? Roxana might be gone. Um Nick has another conversation with Isabella, and Isabella tells him again, you can't trust Kay. Why you still up here talking about Kay? And let's fast forward. What else is going on? Roxana brings Daniel into the alliance and catches him up on T. Nick, James, and Vent have a chat. I don't care nothing about that. Nick's last ditch effort to catch up Kay. He swoops in at Vince and starts asking Kay a whole bunch of questions as he's pretending to be Vince. And of course, Kay is not falling for it. Like, she not a dummy. So let's get to these ratings. It's ratings time. Oh, I'm almost at the end of my notes. We're going to get to the end of the notes, then we're going to have a free-for-all chat. We're going to talk about this cliffhanger. So let's talk about the ratings. Kay is number 8. Kay done went from the top to the bottom. The band did what they were supposed to do, and they dropped K ass down to the bottom. But the other alliance, I'm just gonna call them real, recognize real, because that's all they say to each other. They dropped Isabella ass down to 7th. And what I didn't like is when they revealed K was 8th. Isabella, damn, what's their name? Jackson. I don't want to say the white people because I don't want to just say the white people. But I can't even remember their damn names. They that boring. Isabella, Jackson, and Ashley jumping up and down. Yeah, that bitch in last. Yeah, yeah. And then you saw when Isabella ass dropped to number 7, she wasn't doing no more cheering, was she? No. So don't cheer too fast. Roxana dropped her ass all the way to 6th. Jackson is in 5th, and he kind of happy about it because shit, he was just in last. James is in 4th, and he happy about it. He knew. So Ashley ass is in 3rd. I'm thankful because if it would have been Nick and Ashley, 2 of real recognizes real would have been gone. And Daniel made it up to 2nd, and Nick. I would have loved to see if Daniel could hold his own against Nick because Nick would have pushed for at least Roxana. Nick would have pushed to get Roxana or Kay out. And could Daniel have held strong? I would love to know what would happen if there's ever a tie. Like when both people upstairs just can't pick nobody. I would love to know what would happen. Um, I'm just happy this wasn't the elimination where the eighth place person just automatically go home. We get the cliffhanger of it's a double elimination, which I'm excited for a double elimination, and each influencer gets to just vote off whoever they want. One of y'all got to go. I wish they could have done it where each influencer could save somebody. That way, Daniel can try to save Kay and Roxana and just let James go on back. He just got here. But I think they get to pick out of anybody. Now, that was a cliffhanger. Let's go through these notes. I want y'all to get in the chat. I'm going to reveal who I think. Who do you think is going home next week? Who do you think Nick is going to pick? And who do you think Daniel is going to pick? Now, Son Zuda, you talking about off topic. How is the circle going to cast these people after 2 good seasons? Nobody has been strategic or anything at all. I don't get what you mean, Zuda. I think what I've noticed with the circle so far these 3 seasons, it's going to be easy to cast because the twists aren't always the same. Like last season, we had that Joker twist and another twist, and this season we got the burner account and the clone. I feel like they aren't going to use the same twist every season, but I feel like the game is getting a lot more strategic. I feel like some people don't care about catfish no more. They just care about numbers. And I feel like this show, it just needs to start with 12 and stop bringing people on because I don't know. I can barely remember anything from the show. It's like you blacked out after Calvin left. If Kay leaves after this cliffhanger, I might black out because nobody else has good sense. I don't see anybody else pulling real recognizes real. Let me tell you something. I just thought about it real quick. Let me tell you why I'm pissed at James. James fucked up the ratings. He fucked up the ratings because he voted Nick third. When you are in 2 dueling alliances, and he just lucky that one of real recognizes real got in that top 2. But James, you supposed to only vote your alliance 1, 2, 3. Everybody else is 4 and below. You tanking the ratings. So if you didn't vote your alliance 1 through 3 and you voted Nick number 3, who did you vote number 4? See, somebody like James who fucking with numbers and he kind of want to be friends with Nick, and you see Nick is against your alliance, you can't play both sides when it's a split house 4 versus 4. And mind you, they didn't even know that Vince was not rating. So James, you really gonna vote Nick number 3, and in your mind, you thinking Vince is voting too? Like I don't like James for that. He was fucking up the numbers. But let's move on. Should have left Calvin be. They should have let Calvin be Vince. They already did a clone, so that wouldn't have been good to do the clone 2 times. But they should have let Calvin be a joker or something where he could talk to somebody and get. I don't know, but it is what it is. They spoil it in the preview clips for next episodes. I saw that, Charles. That's in my notes. In the previews, they got too many K clips, but those could be editing clips left on the floor. Like, I don't see, like, if we look at the previews, really, Charles, let's look at the previews. It's a lot of K clips. We saw Roxana and we saw James. So we saw all 3 of them in the previews. We know Nick not about to send one of his band members home. So I think that's a little bit of trick editing, but I feel like Kay had more clips than Roxana or James, so I feel like it's Roxana or James that's gone. I hope it's James, but I feel like Nick might slash Roxana because he has something going on with James. And then Daniel, I feel like Daniel is going to get rid of Jackson. So I think it's going to be Roxana and Jackson that's leaving. I don't know how I feel they set that up the double and them being able to evict someone with their sole vote. I don't like that either. In the past, for double eliminations, they're able to save someone. Like they each take turns saving somebody, and then of the people that aren't safe, they can say, okay, that person gotta go. So I don't like that either. But Nick's picking K. There's no way he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't pick K. I feel like Nick doesn't know how to play the game. Nick wants to work with everyone, and he has an in with K. I feel like Nick thinks he probably can be a number with K. Nick doesn't have an in with Roxana. Nick is friends with James. He kind of brung James and the Wolf Pack, and him and James have an understanding. We saw James fucked up the ratings for Nick. So I think Nick gets rid of Roxana. I think Nick feels like he might could work with Kay. We shall see. I just feel for the example, Jackson and Ashley have became numbers, and right, Zuda. James fucked up the ratings. James could go home. I wish he would send James home because James fucked up them ratings, and it's no way for anybody to even check him for it. We only saw Roxana say, "Damn," her reaction to her elimination. Right, I think Roxana is gone. Okay, but honestly, after seeing all of this, I'm kind of wondering what would have happened if Ava and Chantel, her name's Chanel, at least I remember her sister name. If Ava and Chanel or whatever her name was stayed and they never picked a side, Ava and Chanel would have picked the band side. They would have been on the white people side. Let's just call it what it is. Ava and Chanel weren't gonna work with Kay because Kay had already blocked them. And I'm happy Ava and Michelle gone. They could go. What you say? Nick picks Roxana, Daniel picks Jackson. Bam. That's what it's gonna be. I can't wait for them to see Jackson go home. I can't wait for them to see the catfish. I'm ready for them to start revealing some catfish. And that's it. Okay. So that's all the notes I have for the circle. It was still good to me. I guess after I talked it out, it was long. It was a long 4 episodes, but I was locked in. I was locked in, and I just want to see what's going to happen next. We've already seen. I just want to see what I think this season, Charles. Let me put something out there to you because you was like, the new people never last to the end. And that's true of the past, but I feel like the K people want K out so bad that I think they'll keep James around over K. And I feel like the other side might get Nick out and keep that other new girl around. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot going on. Zuda, you want player rankings again? Okay, let's do the player rankings. Let me look at who all the players are. And I'm going to be honest. Based off of who I think going home, Roxana and Jackson is in the bottom. They 7 and 8 because I feel like Jackson and Roxana are going home. Even if Roxana doesn't go home, Jackson is at the bottom because he is the worst player. That all just can't answer a question for nothing. After that, and I'm gonna try to keep my feelings out of it. I feel like Daniel is next. Daniel is a hot shit talker, but he's not a strategic player. He has to be told the strategy. He has to be pulled into the alliance. Yes, Daniel was voted high, but they probably voted Daniel high because they don't respect his game. And you saw the game players, they voted low. They even voted James lower than Daniel. So I think Daniel will be 6. After Daniel, we're gonna put Ashley. That one is personal. I don't like Ashley. Um, After Ashley could be probably Kay. Kay has a huge target on her head. Then we'll put James just because James fucked up the ratings, and he gonna fuck it up for himself and get himself voted out the way he's rating. Isabella and Nick are still up there, even though Isabella was trashed in the ratings. I feel like the girl who's playing Isabella is a good player, and that's just on period. I don't have a problem with the girl playing Isabella. And Nick is just at the top right now. Nick has positioned himself, especially if he gets rid of Roxana, he's positioned himself to be in alliance with everybody in the damn house. Everybody. Big Brother come on tonight. Charles talking about let me go catch up on Big Brother. Big Brother come on tonight. I know the schedule messed up because it's a 2-hour premiere of Survivor. Survivor come on this Wednesday. So Big Brother must come on just Thursday. Is Thursday the final episode? I got to catch up on the Big Brother when it's supposed to come on. I don't really care about Big Brother. Y'all already know Xavier about to win the thing. We ain't even got to talk about it. I just can't wait to see what happened. I didn't watch Big Brother yesterday either, Charles. I'm so behind, but I already know Xavier won. You don't want to be spoiled. I ain't gonna say no more. Okay. Survivor is a 2-hour episode. I've been meaning to do a Survivor cast assessment. I haven't had the time to look it up. And Charles, he did tell me, he said, go on Survivor Twitter. They have the Meet the Cast videos. I just haven't had the time to do it. If I do it, it has to be tomorrow, right? And I already know I'm not gonna do it tonight because it's Monday Night Football, and my the quarterback for my fantasy team played tonight, Aaron Rodgers, and I got to see if he gonna fuck up again 2 weeks in a row. So I gotta watch the football game tonight. So I know I'm not. You say the clips are 60 seconds. Damn. Okay, Charles, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know how I'm gonna watch it because I don't want to be a liar and say I'm gonna do the cast assessment tomorrow. What might happen? What might happen? Because I'm not gonna do it Wednesday either because the show come on Wednesday and Wednesday is Aquafit. I'm gonna try my best to get the cast assessment out tomorrow. Charles says the little clips are only 60 seconds. I'm gonna do it and put together my just first impression rankings of the cast. I'm gonna do it tonight, Charles. I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna do it tonight. The football game don't come on for another 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to get off this live and watch these little 60-second clips tonight because I do want to give my first impressions before watching the episode. Because if I watch the first episode and watch them play, it's gonna completely ruin my first impression. So I have to do it tonight. Thank you, Charles. Charles gonna inbox it to me. So I am working in the office tomorrow, so I probably will watch them tonight, get my notes, and when I get off work, do a quick live cast assessment. It probably won't be at 6 o'clock because I'm going to the gym tomorrow night. It might be closer to 5. If y'all can't watch it live, 5 o'clock Central, I understand. Y'all can watch the video on a repeat. So, right, everyone liked this video. Charles is a great friend. He's gonna send me all those little cast 60-second videos. I'm gonna watch it tonight before the football game, and we're gonna get excited about Survivor because we only really have 2 more weeks of the circle, and I can't wait for Survivor to come back. So Zuda says Survivor beats all the other shows easy. I agree. I watch Survivor before anything. It's my favorite competition reality show, period. Period. And I love Survivor. But that's it. Okay. So that's the plan, you all. Everyone thank Charles. I'm gonna watch the Survivor cast assessment tonight. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. It'll probably be a 5 o'clock live because I have a class at the gym that I'm going to. So I have to do the live early tomorrow. And we'll do first impressions of the cast. And then Wednesday, we gonna just watch Survivor. Y'all need to follow me on Twitter, Kiss My Cheeks TV on Twitter. That's where I will live tweet. If you want to know what I'm thinking as I'm watching it, you got to follow Twitter. But Thursday, you better believe Thursday, 6 Central. I don't give a damn what Big Brother doing. We talking about Survivor on Thursday. So that's it. So thank you all for watching this review of The Circle. It was a good time. We're gonna be back. I know, see Charles already tweeting me, so he already on his on his job. We'll be back Saturday. I know I say Saturday is The Circle, but if it's not Saturday, it won't be Sunday because Sunday is football. It'll be Monday. So if you don't see me go live Saturday for part 3 of The Circle, that means I got caught up on the weekend, and it's going to be Monday this same time. So that's it. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all coming and us having um a good time with this live. I loved Charles messing up my live because he tweeted me and it's messing up my laptop. But it's just so much fun. And I want to thank you all because I'm having a great time talking about it with you all. And I hope y'all come back. Go ahead and subscribe to Kiss My Cheeks TV if you're new to the channel, because I will be reviewing all the competition reality shows. And go ahead and like this video. And I'm about to get off because Charles is on his job. My earpiece is ding, 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 ding. He's tweeting me all these Survivor assessments. So I'm about to get on my job, and I will see y'all tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Central. Y'all have a good one. Bye.